This video is to demonstrate the procedure to replace the internal assembly on an MKS Series 145 vacuum Sentry valve. This is a simple procedure to allow a valve to be returned to an as-new state quickly and easily. This is most easily done with the valve removed from your vacuum system. Please note that if your valve is still under warranty, you should contact MKS for repair or replacement options, as replacing internals and/or seals will void the warranty. Today, we are using an MKS 145-0025K KF25 size valve for the demonstration. However, the process is the same for the KF40 and KF50 sizes. Note that this demonstration valve does not have the electronic solenoid, which will be on the valve from your system. There are very few parts required for this process. Materials needed include the vacuum Sentry valve itself, an internals kit, in this case, kit number 100008080. The kits include the pre-assembled piston assembly, the replacement internal spring, replacement seals, a small amount of Krytox vacuum grease. You will need a 5/32" Allen wrench for removal of the bolts, a cleaning solution for inside of the valve and the sealing surfaces, such as isopropyl alcohol, a lint-free wipe or cloth, gloves to protect your hands and prevent any oils or contaminants from getting into or onto the valve, and a sharp pointed tool such as a machinist scribe to remove O-rings from the flange port grooves. In this case, I am using a pair of pointed tweezers. The seals include 3 sizes of O-rings. One is used when replacing the internal piston. The other 2 are to replace the seals on the 2 flanged ports of the valve. Before replacing the internals, it is recommended to disconnect the power from the solenoid on the end of the valve. That solenoid would be installed right here. Using your 5/32" Allen wrench, remove the 6 silver bolts from the valve bonnet end with the solenoid port. Note the position of the solenoid right angle port on the valve is opposite from the side flange. Remove the bonnet and pull the piston and spring assembly gently straight up out of the valve. It may be necessary to clean the inside of the valve with some isopropyl alcohol to remove any dirt or contaminants. Before installation, the included new O-ring seal will need to be installed onto the piston. Prepare the new seal by smearing a small but continuous coat of the included Krytox vacuum grease on the surface of the O-ring. It is very important to not skip this step. Tests have indicated that a dry nosepiece O-ring used in a valve that has been closed for more than 2 hours is subject to a breakaway friction exceeding the modest return spring force. Nest the O-ring into your replacement piston. With your thumbs at points 180 degrees apart, firmly press the O-ring into the groove. Move 45 degrees and press again. Continue alternately pressing the O-ring until it is completely installed in the piston groove. Using your clean, lint-free cloth, remove excess grease from the face of the piston. Invert the bonnet and slide the piston assembly onto the guide pin. Set the spring onto the new internal and invert and install the body onto the piston assembly. Invert the body, the bonnet held close, and align the bolt holes. Be sure, once again, that your solenoid port is facing away from the flange on the side of the body. Replace your 6 bolts, installing them in an alternate fashion to assure even tightening. Tighten the bolts to 27 inch-pounds torque. It is recommended that the seals on the flanged ports be replaced at the same time the internals are replaced. The process is the same for both of the flange ports, so I will only demonstrate one here. Remove the bolts from the flange ports, 4 on the side or 6 on the back, and remove the port with the O-ring from the valve body. Insert a sharp pointed tool, such as your machinist scribe, obliquely into the O-ring. The sharp point must not pass through the seal to prevent damage from occurring to the sealing surface of the groove. Prepare your new O-ring by once again coating it with a continuous covering of the included Krytox vacuum grease before installation. Nest the O-ring into the groove, and with thumbs 180 degrees apart, press the O-ring down into the groove. Continue working around, pressing into the groove until the O-ring is fully installed. Once the O-ring has been installed, use your clean, lint-free rag to remove excess grease. If your port is dirty, you may also wish to use some isopropyl alcohol to clean it before reinstalling onto your valve. Reinstall the flange port onto the valve. Insert your bolts in an alternating pattern and tighten to 27 inch-pounds torque. Before returning the valve to service, it should be leak checked. Note that the power will need to be supplied to the solenoid in order to check the integrity of the body seals as well as the solenoid itself. Please visit MKS.com for the rebuild kit options for the 145 vacuum Sentry valve, as well as other MKS isolation valves.